Garbage in, garbage out.
Welcome to the Garbage In, Garbage Out podcast. I am one of your hosts, that Cyclops guy. You can always find me personally at any one of my socials, which is on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, and on here, of course. You can find me at that_Cyclops_guy. I do streaming usually Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from about 9:30 to roughly about 12:30 a.m., 9:30 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. And we've got a lot of exciting things. I'm actually about ready to start Indiana Jones. I know I should have started that probably months ago, but I'm getting to that now. We got an exciting show for you and a lot of exciting things coming up.
Hello, I'm Koimiya X, dad by day, gamer by night, sometimes streamer. You can find me mainly on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, just at Koimiya X. My main streaming source is BeamStream. You can see my link there at the bottom. But I do stream on Twitch, Kick as well. And I would like to say, because I don't know if the other two have mentioned it, but Garbage In, Garbage Out is now officially on Kick and Twitch. It's just Garbage In, Garbage Out Show, all one word, if you want to search and find them there. And the only streaming I do with the regular basis right now is I do a thing called Fragpunk Fridays, where I play Fragpunk and try to suck a little bit less each week.
What's up, losers? Neodeath here, and I'm your third co-host. I stream here on Twitch and also go to YouTube and sometimes Facebook. This one's going to Facebook. But I play a variety of different things. Mondays I play Magic the Gathering Arena. Tuesdays is Indiana Jones, like Cyclops was saying. I'm pretty close to getting to the end of that one, I think. My Wednesdays and Thursdays have just been freed up, but it will probably be more Magic because Tuesday a new set drops. And then Fridays and Saturdays I play World of Warcraft and I raid. So also, since the new Switch came out, I'm probably going to add that to my schedule sometime. The new Mario Kart World. So yeah, and you can mostly find me on Twitch or on the socials as Neo_Death, DETH. But that's about it for me. Let us get into the show, shall we?
And we should probably mention, if you're watching Neodeath stream Magic the Gathering, maybe don't have the kids in the room because he tends to rage.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I'm surprised I haven't raged yet on Fragpunk.
Yeah.
I have not had a need to. I mean,
it seems kind of like not really like a ragey game.
I think if the game gets bigger, it could be.
Right.
Like Overwatch rage or, things like that. But I think right now Fragpunk is still lesser known. Then that's why I'm actually kind of holding my own in the game as well, is because it's people who don't have a clue what they're doing, just like me. So
you're all learning the game together. So I mean, that makes it kind of fun, right?
Possibly. What happened to Little Bro's eye? Oh, so Adam.
Wow.
Okay.
Message on Kick here. They're asking what happened to your eye. So you want to explain that?
So
my wife got mad.
My wife got wicked pissed at me one night. I mean, all I said was that you're getting some silver up here. And she came at me with something shiny. And then the next thing I remember was the doctor said, "Hey, how many fingers am I holding up?" No, I always mess with her with that. But no, honestly, I lost it to cancer when I was 2 years old. Rare form of cancer. The type I had was really rare back then. It's a little more common now, but it was really rare back then, retinoblastoma. And they ended up, now if you have that kind of cancer, they can usually save the eye, even if they can't save your vision. But at that time,
they could do that now.
Yeah, but back in 1986, the only option they had for me was to remove the entire eye.
I do have a question. So have you had any other cancer come back, or you're just cancer free now?
I'm cancer free. I was actually one of the first patients that the hospital I was treated at had seen where they got the cancer and it never came back. They honestly they thought it was coming back. They thought it was coming back in the other eye, but it just turned out that what was happening was my eye here was adapting to being the only one
getting stronger to compensate. Okay.
So Infinite came back and said, "Must be some bad karma from past life or some shit. Imagine getting cancer at 2 years old. That's insane."
Ouch.
I must have been.
What were you doing in your past lives?
I'm trying to figure that out still.
Kicking puppies or something?
What I don't know. I didn't mean to, or maybe the past me did, but I didn't do it.
Infinite, if you want to, just to let you know, I know you're following me on Kick, but this show itself is on Kick as well. Just Garbage In, Garbage Out Show, all one word. If you want to follow us on there too,
and then you can comment on there, and it should pop up here.
Yeah,
correct?
yeah. If you comment on there, it will pop up on our StreamYard a little bit better than having my chat and me being the only one seeing.
Do you have to go back every so often and get rechecked, or is it just it's done?
When I was a kid, I did, but now they said since it's been past 5 years, there's no chance of this cancer coming back, so I don't have to get checked anymore.
Oh, good. Okay. Questions I just off the top of my head was like,
I think you're frozen, Koimiya.
I think so too. God damn it.
He's sitting there all looking serious.
We don't do seriousness on this show. What is wrong with you?
Were you messing? Hey, the looker. How's it going?
Yes, just a test day. All right, that sounds weird. That test day.
We'll close that.
Uh-oh. We're having problems with Koimiya today.
No, I mean they didn't start.
I like the fact that the screen is just him looking like mean mugging, and then he was still talking. Oh, he left.
Now you've left us. Yep, and I see he says trickery.
Trickery.
So, but yeah, it's been an interesting week. We can wait until he gets back here to really talk about all of that.
But yes, it has been a busy week for news and the gaming industry, for sure.
My Lord, I didn't think. I honestly,
almost too much.
As a gamer, I feel embarrassed to say this, but I forgot about Summer Games Fest until you guys mentioned it, and you were like, "Oh, Summer Games Fest is today," and I was like, God,
I didn't. Koimiya did, and I didn't know about it either. I knew about the State of Play from Sony. Mm-hmm. I didn't know about the Game Fest, and I'm like, well, crap.
Honestly, I thought Games Fest was next week.
No, we're chugging through this year already. Like we're already in June.
Yeah, and of course, we'll wait until he gets back here. But man, did they have some announcements? I like some of them, others not so much. But no. Okay. Looker says he's in the ads right now. That's how we get paid, right?
Yeah, that's the word for it. All right.
Like Neodeath is like, wait, we get paid?
No. All right. So while we wait for Koimiya to come back, that is the Garbage In, Garbage Out link tree that'll give you to all our socials and also Spotify. We are now on Spotify, so you can listen to these sexy, sultry voices we got going.
Remember, we're doing a new podcast, Cyclops After Dark.
Finally out of ads. Good to hear, Looker. So yeah, you can find us on Spotify. We're on there. Like you said, we're on Twitch. We're on YouTube. We're on Kick. We don't think we have a beam set up for the channel yet. That might be our next one we need to do.
I just got one set up for myself, so hopefully
right. We might want to do one for the channel. Then it could just go out to all of those instead of having to plug each one in.
Mm-hmm.
And then also. We are doing Extra Life this year. Koimiya is our expert on it, and he is not here. He has done it for 12 years, and it is Adam and I's first year doing it, but all money is raised for charities.
I've done it before.
Have you?
I just
Oh, okay.
I have done it before for several years, but at the same time, it's like it never really raised very much just being on my own. So then I kind of stopped doing it for just a little bit, but now
You should
I'm
fuck
getting
those
back.
kids.
Yeah, and I can't get any of this money. Okay, yeah, I don't know if you saw in our personal chat here, Koimiya said, "God damn it," and then he posted a picture, and it looks like he's having some audio issues. I don't know if you can see that.
No, that's his OBS thing he sent me before. But he just said, "God damn it," in the chats.
Yeah.
It's not a garbage in, garbage out show unless we got some sort of technical issue going on here. You
That
can
was the
still
thing.
hear me, right, Cyclops? Right?
Yeah.
Cyclops? Hey,
Whatever.
I'm talking over here.
Yeah, that's usually me with the tech issues. I'm kind of glad it's not me this time.
Yet.
Yeah. Let's just give it a little time here.
Yeah. Let's see. We got Looker coming back in here. Yeah, DNL podcast. Yes. For anybody that is watching,
Podcast.
please podcast. I'm talking too fast, moving, thinking too fast, and then my mouth doesn't catch up.
Is that blue dye seeping into the brain?
Yes. What's left of it is now gone. Everybody, please follow the Looker on Twitch and all his socials. He had us on his podcast, the DNL podcast, this last Monday, and Cyclops and we had a blast talking to them. And we plan on getting the Looker and Dingy onto our show when it fits their schedule. But yeah, definitely go check out the Looker. They're awesome. They have been supportive to both of us, to the whole community, and really great dudes. So had to give a little plug to the Looker because they're awesome. Thank you, my man.
Mm-hmm. See, we need to do this where there's like a backup plan. Somebody
I was gonna
drops
say,
out
do
there.
we have a non story we can go with while we wait?
Yeah, until he gets back. Yeah, there was plenty of stuff that happened in the
I'm
gaming industry.
sure there is. So yeah, just grab another story that's not one of the ones that we're gonna, really deep dive into.
So, well, actually, I should ask you. You are the only one of the three of us that got a Switch 2. How is that going for you?
It is switching. I gotta say, the new magnet on this is so satisfying. I could just do this all damn day and have fun with it.
So is that a lot heavier than the other one, or?
I mean, yeah, it does have some heft. The screen is obviously bigger. The buttons wrap more around the sides here than the other one. I was noticing that. I haven't actually played it in handheld mode. I've always had it dock, obviously, because I was streaming it. So,
now, with a Switch or a Switch 2, can you stream if it's not docked? Like if you're just doing in handheld mode, like can it connect to Twitch through the handheld part?
I don't think so. I don't know how unless you could get it going out the USB-C. I don't think you could do that. I don't know. Why would you want to do that?
Well, I mean, because people do it with like streaming that VR, and I was thinking it would maybe use kind of the similar.
Yeah, but the VR is going out HDMI and then back in. Oh, Koimiya is rebooting PC.
Oh, so he really had to shut down.
Yeah. And then the Looker comes back. How's the Switch? So far, I've liked it. I got to say, I'm not always a huge fan of Mario Karts, but the new World one's pretty fun. I like the graphics. It looks awesome. A little bit of backstory on the Switch. Ooh, you can get a little mirror.
Hey, I can see myself in there.
A little backstory on the Switch 2. I did not have it pre-ordered. I could not get one pre-ordered. So I went to my local Best Buy around 7:30 when they were going to release that night and got in line. Luckily, the line, there was only maybe 9 or 10 people in there, and literally stood there until the midnight and was able to get one. And it sounded like at my local one that they had plenty of them. From what the numbers I was told by somebody in line was, they had like 50 of just the normal Switch just by itself, and 60 of the ones with the game. And I don't know if that like includes the pre-orders, because there was a pretty pre-order line on the other side. There was probably like 25, 30 people waiting for it on that end. So I don't know if that's part of their numbers, but I'm pretty sure they were all pretty confident when they were coming out that like everybody in the line that was waiting was going to get one.
Okay.
And I've seen a couple other posts where people have said, they could walk in the day of or the next day and just pick up a Switch too. It was just readily in stock. So it could just also be like, the area. Obviously, if you're in like San Francisco or LA, those places where there's lots of people, you probably couldn't do that.
Yeah.
But, kind of where I am, it's not. I know one of them, the guy said it was like somewhere in Ohio, like you could walk into a Walmart and they had a picture of it, just all the Switches are just right there.
Yeah. Because I had heard that I think it was actually Best Buy said that they hadn't seen lines like this outside their stores since pre-pandemic. So, And I mean, I saw your picture and I was like, well, that didn't seem like too long of a line. But then again, I mean, yours probably maybe isn't like the biggest Best Buy. Maybe ones in like Madison, Wisconsin, like you were saying, maybe they would have had the longer lines.
Right. And then the picture I took was like kind of when I joined it. So like by the time it was, that time to finally get them, the line was all the way to the next store, which was Dick's Sporting Goods, and into their vestibule. So, I mean, the other thing is like Best Buy didn't handle it the greatest way. I will give them some shit on that. Yeah. So before I went and joined the line that day, I was trying to call them and say, hey, do you have the Switches available for the general public? What time? What's the details? And I had the wife doing it too. She called like 4 or 5 times and couldn't. She would get somebody. They would go to check, like find out the information, and then they would like cancel the call. So she'd have to call back again. And then when I got home, I called them and I was on the phone 2 times for 10 minutes and never got to talk to anybody when I said customer service. So I'm like, well, screw this. Let's just drive down there. So I drove down there and actually talked to the manager. And that's where he gave me like all the details of, yes, they're going to have some. At that time, he didn't tell me like how many they would have. And I was almost tempted to just get in line right then, but I'm like, I don't think it'll be that bad. So I kind of wish I had, and then like gotten all my stuff and not streamed it, but like put up my camera and done my time lapse so you could have seen everybody as they showed up.
Yeah,
but
that made for some good TikTok content.
It would have, but the other problem was that the state of play was going on right then, and then I wanted to get on while that was on live and like get my reactions on the games. So I'm like, I can't really get in line right now. That was my main reason.
I don't know if you saw, Koimiya said at least your screen wasn't stapled, which he's making a reference. I'm actually going to pull this up. We didn't plan on doing this because, we didn't think there'd be this kind of technical issue, but we'll wait for him to get back on here.
Yeah. I'll run with it
this was in Staten Island.
Yeah.
GameStop stapled receipts to the Switch 2s and punctured the screens because Nintendo boxed them in the weirdest way possible. How about you just don't staple them to the screen?
I was gonna say, why are we putting it all on Nintendo? Yes, the packaging was weird because it literally is right on top when you open the flap. But like, why are we stapling receipts to boxes? What is the point in that?
Why don't you just hand me the receipt? Or I know what Walmart used to do. I don't think they've done this in quite a while, but they used to put like a happy face sticker and just sticker your receipt on there.
Right.
If you have to do it.
There's a story behind that. Oh yeah, Koimiya, I think, worked at GameStop at one point. So yes, we will have to get the story behind that. And yeah, he's got another story he's got to tell me too.
Okay.
If I remember right.
I just love this. This was from Kotaku, and it was like, imagine you were up at midnight to pre-order the Switch 2. You waited months for the official launch day. Then you waited in line at midnight to be one of the first to pick it up and play the new Nintendo hardware. But as you open it, the long-awaited moment of joy turns to horror as you find that someone stapled the receipt for the Switch 2 and the box to the box, and now you have holes in the screen. That's what happened to some unlucky GameStop customers last night, which was the night that it released, in a bizarre turn of events that raised questions about why Nintendo boxed the console the way it did. It's like... They really shouldn't.
Koimiya came back here and said apparently the GameStop AC was broken, and when taping the receipts to the box, the tape was losing its stickiness. That's the reason why they were stapling. But why do you have to stick that to? Just give them the receipt. They can walk the hell out the door with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why does it have to be stuck to the thing? Just like security issues? Like how it. Like, GameStop's not like a Best Buy where it's fucking huge between the back and the front. You're going to lose the customer and they may grab something else on their way out. Like, you know who the customer is.
I mean, you literally just sold them a Switch. You should know what they look like.
Oh, it's for pre-order? So maybe they had No, they couldn't pre-staple the receipts to it, could they? Maybe they had pre-ordered it and bought it, so they stapled the receipts to it.
So there's this cool thing called a Walmart or a hardware store, and you can just go get regular Scotch tape, which is about what these are. But look at these screens. This is actually coming from Wario64 on X, and this is what they end up looking like.
Yeah, those screens are screwed. They're fucked.
I wonder if Nintendo will replace this, or if GameStop has to.
I have not heard like if either of them have replaced the ones that got damaged, or what is the situation with that. So Koimiya says to keep track of pre-order system, the ones for general public. So those ones are specifically set aside with the receipt on it, so you know that that's a pre-order.
But then how are you stapling this thing? Are you like shoving it to the box and being like, you know?
Yeah. I mean, literally, like the I can show you in my box. One sec.
Why don't you just staple it on top?
So like this is your box the Switch comes in.
Mm-hmm.
You literally open it up, and all you have to go through is this, and right here is your screen. So that was all it went through is this, and right into the screen. Like this, the Switch and stuff should have been further down in the packaging. So that's why it was going through.
But if you hold it where it says Nintendo there on the top of the box, there, right there. Why not put it right there? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that wouldn't have gone through the screen, but I guess they didn't know that the screen. Obviously, they didn't open one of these to show, you know, that the screen was right there, that you could not staple that. Or even like the sides, anywhere else on the box would have been fine.
So, yeah, so if you're one of the unlucky members who got stuck with that, I apologize on their behalf, because I have that kind of job where we have to apologize even if it's not our fault. I do apologize for that, but I don't know what else to tell you other than I would be bitching up a storm to GameStop.
Oh, I'd be pissed. Like if that was my Switch and that happened, yeah, either somebody's paying for it, right?
Mhm.
And I would think it would be the GameStop because it's their fault that the staple's in it. It's not Nintendo's fault that the staple's in it. It's GameStop's.
Mhm.
So I'd be in there like, you need to get me one. Well, however you got to do it, ship it from another store, sell your soul, whatever the case may be.
Sell your soul.
you owe me a Switch because you fucked up mine.
Mhm.
That's what I'd be telling them.
I love when you move around, we can actually see the garbage in, garbage out. See, when you move around more, it's the out.
Yeah, it's because the writing on this shirt is actually green, so it's pulling the green out of there too.
Well, I would assume so because of Luigi's Mansion. Okay, and I see here, was that Koimiya just jump back in?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he said he'll let us know when he can get back on.
And he says the store already got another store's extra allocation and replacing the staple system. Perfect. See, that's the follow-up story that should be going out, right? That, that it was fixed, but everybody's dwelling on, the bad part of it, which sucks. It needs to be brought to light, but it also needs like an update. Hey, these have been replaced. Everything's good.
Well, another thing,
GameStop is still not happy about like the whole situation because that brings bad light to them altogether. But
yeah. Well, another thing, while we're waiting for him to come back on here, there was another part of the Switch story here saying that. Oh, there we go. Sorry.
Hey.
Saying one of the Switch's worst ports, which was the Batman Arkham games, is hugely improved on the Switch too. Sounds like maybe the hardware just couldn't handle it. But Batman Arkham Knight no longer runs like crap on Nintendo's newly released console. So, I mean, that's a good thing. But yeah, it says in 2023, so it took them 2 years to fix this. But 2023, Batman Arkham Trilogy was ported to the Switch. This package included 2015's Arkham Knight. Why do these packages always exclude Arkham Origins? That is the Arkham game that gets shit on the most. But honestly, that is not a bad game. I don't know if you played it, but
I don't think I played Origins. Which one was Origins?
Origins was the one that Kevin Conroy didn't voice Batman for. It was actually
probably why they shit on it so bad.
Troy Baker came in and did the voice of the Joker. And his Joker was very much based on Mark Hamill's. And honestly, I mean, it's darker than some of the other Batman games, and it's just as good. It had a few technical issues when it first launched, but if you played it just a little while later after they patched it, it's an amazing game. But yeah, so it was developed exclusively for the PS4 and Xbox One consoles. It was a large, hyper-realistic open world with vehicle sections and a ton of detail. That's the sort of game that the Switch always struggles with, and Arkham Knight was no exception, infamously running like garbage in, garbage out on Nintendo's console. And yeah, if you see here, Arkham Knight Switch 2 performance review, a lot of people, I'm not going to play this yet, but a lot of people are saying that this one runs so much better. I'm thinking the hardware just couldn't contain it.
I mean, yeah, but nobody's going to get Switch 2 and go, yes, I'm going to play Arkham Knights. Yeah. I guess that's my other thing I would say about the Switch while we're still on this topic is the release games are crap. There's literally the only original Nintendo game is the Mario Kart. Everything else has been out for however long. And if you're seriously going to play Cyberpunk on the Switch 2, what the fuck? Like, you should have played that a year and a half ago or 2 years ago when that came out. Like, that's not a game that you're like, yeah, I'm getting the Switch 2 to play that game.
Mm-hmm.
Or like a lot of the release titles, like they're not. I was looking at it, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll go get another game, and I'm like, none of this looks fun. or interesting for a release. And then having to spend $10 just so you can do their little tutorial on it. That should have been free. And I also read that you can't even complete it unless you bought like all the accessories. So you can't even get them all if you didn't get like the pro and the other things.
Yeah. All right. And Koimiya messaged us in the group. He said, go ahead and start without him. So
that sucks.
Yeah, he says, got to reboot the PC. Go ahead and continue. So,
I mean, we kind of are. We're doing good. Hopefully, this will give them enough time to. The other thing is why me and the two other guys, while I was waiting, like that's the other thing. Like the whole time that we were waiting to get the Switch 2, like me and two other guys, we were just like geeking the fuck out, talking about Tesla, electric cars, Amazon, video games, video cards, everything under the sun that's nerdy as fuck. So it made the time go by super fast because I had brought my tablet. I was going to read some comics or watch some YouTube or something, and never ended up touching that because of the two awesome people I was with. I saw other people playing like their Switch while waiting. So
yeah, my wife is sitting there going like, "Oh, how long do people really sit out there?" And I'm like, "You have no idea what kind of passion these people have."
Right. I mean, the other thing is like, so luckily they opened up at midnight, right? Back in the day, I remember when I got my PS2, I was working at a Walmart. I knew how many we were getting. We were only getting like 8 of them. So I literally got off work at like 9 or 10, got right into line. So I was like the first or second person because there was already somebody there. And we literally had to wait the entire night until they reopened at like 7 or 8 when Walmarts used to open up back in the day.
Yeah.
Like they weren't 24. So we had to wait that entire time. And, once the line got full and we already knew how many there were, we would tell people, there's no point in waiting here. We know how many is there. There's 8 people here. Sorry, go try somewhere else. Not so they didn't waste their damn time.
Right.
But again, that was like a total blast. We nerded out. We watched some movies, but we had to go the whole night until they completely reopened. Whereas, they're now, hey,
he's back.
Jesus.
At least now, we got it at midnight, so we only had to wait 5 hours, if that. And it was, like I said, super fast because we were just chit-chatting about anything and everything. But back to my original thing I was talking about is we were talking about the new Donkey Kong that doesn't come out until next month on the 17th. Like, why was that not a release title? It's not like you're working on it right now to finish it up, put those finishing touches on it. You could have released that as a day one game and given us another good game from Nintendo to play and a platformer, and you would have gotten more people probably trying to get the Switch. I mean, that literally, that's the only reason I want the Switch 2 is I want to play that new Donkey Kong game and stream it. Like, that is my thinking on that. But I don't know why it wasn't a day one from Nintendo.
I'm thinking maybe they needed more time than they thought, and then they just padded it to give them extra time if needed, and then maybe they gave it too much.
Either that, or I just thought about it. Maybe they were really trying to push the Mario Kart. They know a lot of people probably wouldn't buy Mario Kart if they, you go Mario Kart or Donkey Kong. I'm going to go with the action platformer. That's more a Nintendo game instead of the racing, unless you're, a huge race fan.
Yeah,
that's my guess. Just so that you can get more people to do that, and they have to buy that bundle. But I mean, you could have had a Donkey Kong bundle too.
Easily.
But
sorry about that.
Welcome back, Koimiya. We've been having a great time here.
I gotta love fucking technology.
Hey,
Well-
it's not a show unless some of us getting fucked up by technology.
Why is it always me? Why is it always me?
That's not true. Sometimes it's Cyclops over here.
Sometimes all of a sudden I can't hear you guys. And
Yeah, that's true.
wait, are
I
you saying
guess.
something? Wait,
No.
what?
Good night, everybody.
That's the show.
Yeah, I was actually just gonna say, Brian, I'm sorry, Nia. There was I don't know if I've ever told you guys this, but it was actually shortly before the new like Xbox 360 and PS3 were coming out. I worked at a Best Buy, and this was around Christmas time. And there was we had a big sale on the original Xbox at the time, and there was two people, and I'm not kidding, it was two ladies that went to go get the last one. And as the older lady grabbed it, she put it in her cart and she went to walk away and she looked at the other lady and kind of gave a smirk and was like, well, it looks like my kid's having a Merry Christmas. It's like, you really had to say that. So instead of just like taking it and walking it away, though other woman she said that to literally flipped her cart. Like right in the middle of the video game section, flipped her cart, and of course, then, it was our security people saw it and they escorted them both out, and it ended up going to a little girl that came in after that. And I'm just like, why were we fighting in the stores over this stuff? It's not worth it. But
I mean, it's the same thing as like the Black Friday sales.
yeah, that's what it was. It was Black Friday.
Dude, if I heard a woman say that to another woman, I'd be
I
like,
looked this woman in the eye. I said, bitch.
You said that.
Yeah, I said, bitch.
I want to go.
Nice. We found another reason for that one.
I need to cut that down to get it for him floating off his face. I said, bitch. I love how we actually found a reason to say that.
We can slip it in each time.
right?
But anyway, back to what the show was actually originally supposed to be about.
Right?
I mean, we just covered the Switch before we got to the state of play,
State of play.
and the Summer Game Fest. So we got
Right.
that out of the way, right?
That-
All right.
You don't have any more stories on that?
Well,
Did we cover
then
everything about the GameStop? I know you were posting.
I mean, I basically said what I needed to in the chat messages, that it is getting replaced, and it was just that one GameStop because their AC broke.
right.
But yeah,
He's got huge notes on this. Jeez.
So it was
How
just
many pages you got there? 12
that's the
pages.
Sony State of Play one.
like a series of unfortunate circumstances
Yeah.
that led to this whole thing.
Yeah, and I mean, Nintendo
I mean-
was saving money on their cheap packaging, and then the AC was broken. Like I read a whole thing on the GameStop Reddit forums, and they were saying that one of the guests was like, I can confirm the AC was definitely broken in that joint, and the Scotch tape that they were using was just like sliding right off the packaging,
Jeez.
and so they stapled it. And I'm guessing that, like you said, Neodeath, they didn't realize where the screen placement in the box
Right.
was, and yeah. But they've already said that we've got allocations coming from another store. If your screen got stapled, just bring it in. We will replace it.
And we're very sorry. Please, we're already going out of business. Stop yelling at us.
One of the posts
I mean,
I was saying, he was speaking to the manager, and he's like, she looked like visibly upset, like she's like, I'm going to lose my job over this, and da, 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 and
I mean,
like, she was
someone's head's
upset.
going to roll for it. I mean,
Yeah.
'cause it does put. I mean, it gets you out there in the news, but it's bad news.
Yep.
So, and then, like I said, I have not heard one peep that they decided they were going to replace it. So you said that, like, that should be the follow-up story of take it easy, everyone, calm down.
Like, I saw it on Facebook that they came out and said, yeah, we're we fucked up, we're replacing it. So they are doing the right thing.
So that's good.
Good.
So
But yeah. So next on the agenda, one of the biggest parts of the agenda here, PlayStation State of Play, and I know
Yeah.
Koimiya, you've got a lot to say about it, and
Yep.
I
Got
believe
my notes right here. Like, yeah, I went through and watched it and wrote down game by game announcement.
You want my short version? It's meh.
Like I said, after the show was over and I messaged you and you said that, and I'm like, did we watch the same fucking show? Like,
Yes, we did, and it was very meh.
there's like 9 or 10 things that I'm excited about in that one.
I've got like 4 or 5, maybe.
So,
All right. Yeah.
Do you want to have the video going in the back, or are you just gonna do?
For the state of play, I don't think we need it.
Okay.
We don't need it. So the first game was that what was it, like Luminaries?
Yeah, let's start out with that first game. You start the show with that crappy game they showed in the beginning.
That one I agree with. I wrote Luminaries meh. Like I just like that.
Like,
that was my note.
why
for it.
is that your show starter? And you're like, what the crap is this?
Yeah, when that first came on, I was just like, man, Sony's gonna drop the ball already.
Right.
This it's just gone.
Well, even the wife, she was watching, because I live streamed it while it was going on, so you could get my reactions. The wife was like, "Was that an ad that I just had to watch?" Because I've got ads going through Twitch, and I'm like, "Nope, that was the game." And now she keeps making that joke, like, "Hey, I really love that first game. We should get that one."
Well, the beginning, I was like, is this a Just Dance game? And then I'm like, is this a Tetris game? I'm like, what am I looking at? So that one, yeah, I agree with you. Meh on that one.
Well, I love the summary that they put about that. A mind-blowing, fiendishly addictive reinvention of the puzzle classic Luminaries from the creators of Tetris.
Well, I will say this much. I mean, Luminaries, when it initially came out back in the day, I played the original one. It is an addicting game in the sense that, like, Balatro is. Like, you sit down, you play about 5-10 minutes of it, and you're like, okay, that's enough of that. Let's go play something else. But, I mean, it's a great, like, relaxing game, and it is addicting. But this new one, I was just like, what the fuck am I watching? So... next one after that was Pragmata.
Yes.
That looked awesome. I wrote Babysitting Horizon. Looks good though.
No, but that game was teased way back when the PS5 launched.
Yeah.
It's been on my watch list since then, and we're finally getting to see it.
Yeah.
And it looked fucking awesome.
I will agree with that. That would look good.
And like when I'm watching this little girl and she's got all these gadgets and stuff, I'm like, it's Aloy from Horizon. You're just babysitting Aloy, like, and I said,
you also got like BioShock kind of feels like you're a big daddy.
Yeah,
big daddy.
That's what I got. That's the feels I got for it.
So, but yeah, I mean, it looks good. Next one, Romeo is a Dead Man. So I wrote, WTF, I want it, day one, and then I said, Suda51, fuck yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because I love Suda51 games and Grasshopper games. Shadows of the Damned was a fantastic game. He did another one No More Heroes, I think it's called, or something like that. There's like 3 of them, but they were on the Switch or GameCube.
I know which one you're talking about, yeah.
But I love Suda51 games because he's just a fucked up individual. And so,
I mean, it definitely caught my eye with all the blood and the guts and the gore. I was like, whoa, what am I watching now?
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely not one I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to play that.
I don't know if that's a day one for me, but it's definitely a keep watch and let's see what else they have to say about it.
Yeah,
But
I may
I'm very
watch
interested.
Koimiya's stream and go, okay, I'll give it a try, or I'll just watch your stream.
Yeah, that one is a definite day one for me. Then we had Silent Hill F. Said looks freaking fantastic, but it's not my thing. I'm not a big Silent Hill, like I'll play them, but I'll get to it eventually.
So
but it does look amazing.
For me, with Silent Hill F, it looks like this is going to take more of an action approach instead of more of a stealth kind of puzzle solving approach, which I really like. My only thing is, okay, Silent Hill they've established is in the United States. It's part of the Western world. Now they're going to set it in Japan, but we're calling it Silent Hill. So I'm like, okay, are the cities connected in some way? Are they actually in Silent Hill, but they think it's Japan? I can't wait to see what happens with that.
Yeah,
You'll
it'd
have
be
to play
interesting
to
to see how
find
the
out.
story goes.
And they
But
said you
also
don't
on
have to play Silent Hill to understand this one, and I'm like, so
Oh,
it's
that's
gonna connect it in a very subtle way that we'll understand it, but
Right, like a little sly wink to all
The
those
other thing
who
is,
know.
I can't wait.
Is it all? Try, please.
Try.
I can't.
I just like to make them blink. That's all.
Cyclops is sitting there
My
like,
shiny metal ass.
Fair enough. But is it all going to be voice acting of Japanese, and you have to read the subtitles, or is there actually going to be English voice actors? That's what I want to know.
I think it's gonna be a lot like those Japanese games where they are dubbed in English, but you can do them in Japanese if you'd like.
Yeah,
'Cause, I mean, you can't-
every trailer I've seen, it's all been Japanese with the subtitles, and I can't do anime because I can't read it fast enough as it's going on, and I'm watching all the action because then I'm just focusing on the subtitles to figure out what the fuck they said. So
Yeah.
yeah, hopefully it's
"I'm
it's
an
not
English
like
dub
that.
guy."
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the
If not,
developers.
maybe we can dub it ourselves. Can
Yeah.
any of you do a female voice?
Hello.
Mm,
Perfect.
There we go.
there you go. Done.
I know the developers of what was that one? The Evil Within. They did a sci-fi paranormal game that when they were promoting it, it was all in Japanese. But then once I went on Twitch, I found most people playing it in English. So I think it's going to be something like that. Most Japanese, they won't cater to the American audience for it with their content, but they will at least give a dubbed version so we can understand it. Usually.
I hope. I mean, every trailer, like I said, has been all that way. So
Yeah. So then the next one was a new Bloodstained, which I'm excited for. I wrote Castlevania Co-op, with a question mark.
yeah.
So
yeah,
I figured if
very
anything. Well, have you played the other Bloodstains, Neo?
No.
I figured you being a Metroidvanian fan that you would have definitely played the Bloodstains because those are really good games.
Yeah, but aren't they also kind of Souls-like, like
No.
difficulty?
No, I don't think so. So then after that I wrote Digimon Who Gives a Crap?
What?
Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster. So I know people who are excited about that. I'm not a Tactics fan, so I mean I played the original on PS1 because it was a Final Fantasy game, and I'm a Final Fantasy fan, but Tactics, I might check it out though.
Tactics looks almost like a cartoon instead of a video game.
Yeah. And then
I like the upgraded graphics. The graphics look awesome, but yeah,
and the voice acting aspect.
I never
of it.
liked Tactics because I didn't like the strategy version of Final Fantasy. I always liked the turn-based. So I played a little bit of Tactics, but could never get into it. Like my buddy growing up loved Tactics, and I'm like, meh.
Yeah. Then I wrote Baby Steps. What the fuck? Do not want.
I thought that looked interesting, but I'm just like, this is maybe one that I wait until it's available on some sort of free streaming platform.
I'm on the same level as that that bike riding one that they showed a year ago, and I'm just like, who is this for?
Right.
I
think it's more for like people that have a VR, or I don't know.
I don't know. Everybody wanted to make fun of Death Stranding being a walking simulator. Baby Steps is your fucking walking simulator.
Yeah, right.
Literally.
Literally learning to walk.
Then I was like, I'm just like, are they trying to be as cringeworthy as possible? Like, I don't know.
As far as they could push it.
Yeah. And then Hirogami, I said the boys might like it.
I said that my wife might like it.
Hot Shots Golf, I wrote I need because I need a new Hot Shots Golf. I love the Hot Shots Golf series.
Mm-hmm.
Ninja Gaiden, Rage Bound. I just wrote oof, broken controller.
Literally rage bound. You're going to be raging.
Like,
It looks fun though, but I'm like, I already know if I step into that, I'll lose a controller.
yeah.
I'm going to be messaging NeoDeath, be like, "Hey, can I borrow $60 for a new controller?"
Right. Then I wrote Karn. I'll check out the demo. That's the mountain climbing one.
Yeah, that was the one of them that I was really interested in because I thought that looked really. Because I mean, you're going up there, you're kind of climbing the mountain, and you meet people on the way up. I'm like, there's got to be a deep story in here.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I may check it out, but it's not like.
So I'll check out the demo.
Mm-hmm.
Mortal Kombat Collection, day one. That's a day one for me.
Okay,
How many
just
collections of Mortal Kombat can we have?
Well, I mean, this is all of them though in one. It's like done by so it's done by the same people who did like the Ninja Turtle Cowabunga collection. So I mean, you're getting Mortal Kombat 1, the arcade version, the Super Nintendo version, the Genesis version, the Game Boy version, like all of them on one. I mean, it's more of a retro collector's dream.
Kind of like
if that's
Mario All-Stars type thing.
Yeah, kind of, but and I mean they've confirmed it's going to be Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 3, the Mortal Kombat trilogy, or no, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, Mortal Kombat 4, and then question mark. So people are like, is it going to be the Mythologies games? Because there was that Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero. Is it going to be Deadly Alliance? So there's still some questions as to what else is going to be included on this thing. Regardless, that's a day one for me.
Little side note, I know the guy that was in the Game Genie commercials promoting Mortal Kombat. If you remember those from the 90s with the guy walking up on stage going like, there's only one way to play the coolest games around, Game Genie.
Yeah.
It's like Mortal Kombat. If you think Mortal Kombat's awesome now, wait till you play it with Game Genie. It's like, and then you had the obvious, what do you call it? Like the CGI crowd that was like cheering him on. That's actually my godfather's son. I've met him. I've spent a lot of time with him. And anytime I see him now, I just walk up and I'll be like Game Genie. And if you think it's awesome now, you'll never know how far you can go. And he's just like, that was 30 years ago, Adam. And I'm like, yes.
Let it go.
Funny, and that is your legacy.
All right. Let's see. After the Mortal Kombat collection, I said Fight Stick. Cool if you need that type of thing, because they're releasing a Sony official Fight Stick.
Right.
Then I wrote, why was Ape Escape in my Metal Gear? Because they had the hat for Metal Gear.
What?
I just wrote that. Neo 3. It's a nice looking demo drop today. I'll have to check that out. I don't know if you played the Neo games. It's another Souls-like type game, but more samurai setting. Mm-hmm. Thief VR. I just said, yay, more VR, because I think more VR needs to be done with the Sony VR. Hides of Tomorrow. Said, I want to see more, but it looks awesome because that's done by the same people who did Road 96.
Yes.
And,
that was one I was interested in.
It's more multiplayer. What is that?
There was Astrobot. It had like some DLC or something coming out.
All right. I can't read my own writing.
That's always fun, isn't it?
It says something Remnants.
Oh, yes. Sea of Remnants.
Sea of Remnants. Yeah.
Yeah.
That looked pretty damn cool. I think that's the one that's made by the people who did like Limbo the people who did like Little Nightmares or something like that.
Yeah, it looks I don't know if it's done by the same people, but it does look very reminiscent, and that was another one I've got my eye on.
Yeah. Let's see. Sword of the Sea.
Is that how you rate your games? 2 eyes?
One eye. One eye. One blink, 2 blinks.
One Cyclops blink.
Right. I wrote Sword of the Sea, not my thing, but pretty looking.
No, that one, I want to play that one. That's
of course you would.
Like those Journey games and all that. Mm-hmm. Those are really fun.
Yeah, like I said, it was a gorgeous looking game. I will give it that.
I love those kinds of games, so I'll definitely be looking at that.
So the FBC Firebrand on PS Plus, interesting.
My thing is that they're so great at making the single player games. Why are they trying to go the route of Suicide Squad and do like a looter shooter?
I don't
Yeah.
know why they decided.
It's in the Control universe, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
it
Like,
is.
wasn't it? Yeah. So it'll be
I
interesting.
understand they want to get more IPs out like that, but like give us more story, or like you could have had a
Yeah.
co-op game instead of multiplayer.
Yeah. But I mean, them launching day one on PS Plus is probably helpful to them.
Yeah.
And I did see also that it's going to be on Game Pass as well. So, I mean, they're getting it out there. Then I just wrote other PS Plus things. Cool, I guess. And here's one. Here's a hill I'll die on. I said,
Oh boy.
James Bond, meh.
That
Way.
really.
Yes. I don't give two rats' asses about James Bond.
So you
couldn't stand
completely
it.
hate them.
Well, I'll freely admit, I've never watched a single movie.
Okay.
The Nintendo 64 game, I'll give it credit where it's due that it was a fantastic multiplayer game. Otherwise, I don't give a shit about it. And this new one, whatever. I don't care. I don't care.
Well,
There's one of my
like
patented.
Monty Python.
There's one of my patented hot takes for you. I don't.
Well, I'll just say I'm the same way. I've only seen about 2 or 3 of the movies, and I played GoldenEye. Other than that, I mostly don't give a shit about James Bond. But this trailer made it look like it was going to be almost like in the same kind of vein as Uncharted, and so it grabbed my attention, and I want to see more of it before I decide no, I don't want it, or yes, I do.
Yeah, it definitely looked cool, especially it's kind of like a prequel. So like even if you haven't seen any of the movies, you can jump into it and still hopefully have some fun with it.
Yeah.
It's that meh, whatever.
You're going to get a lot of people like, oh, they changed the lore, and I'm going to be like, they're trying to get to a new audience. Who cares?
Right.
So he likes it shaken and stirred.
That was the teaser for Ghost of Yodai, but they're doing their own deep dive next month for that game. I did write yes, please, because I loved the last Ghost, and I can't wait for this one.
Right. I mean, I think that's pretty much on everybody's like, okay, yes, I want that. Like,
yeah.
I don't think a lot of people are gonna go meh.
Yeah, and then the last thing that wrapped it up was the Marvel fighting game. I said it looks awesome, and ArcSys is a fantastic choice for having that fighting game because they do fantastic fighting games.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it looked pretty good.
I'm not into that kind of game, but I did think that one looked cool, and it is definitely going to hit the mark with its audience.
That was over there going, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I thought that was complete garbage. Like, oh, we're doing a Street Fighter game? Oh, wait, it's not Street Fighter. They all look wrong. That's not how they're supposed to look. And I'm like, nope, this is not what I would get.
Yeah,
do not want.
Just remember there was a new Deus Ex game that was announced too that I thought looked pretty interesting. I have not played a whole lot of those games, but I thought it looked fun.
So I've got Dingy in my Twitch that wants me to say, Looker is a bitch and will do anything for a sub. I mean, won't we all? Aren't we all here for the same thing? Give me a sub. Give me a sub. So
something like that.
There you go, Dingy. I said it for you.
I love how the two of them just totally mess with each other all the time.
Right.
All right, but that's my quick recap of the Sony State of Play and my notes.
So I mean, a few bangers, but nothing that nothing that I'm like yes. But it did have some gems. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
All right.
But now let's hop into Grimfest.
Oh man, that was that. I honestly, like I said before, I felt so bad because I didn't realize Summer Games Fest was yesterday until you said something in our personal chat. Mm-hmm. And I was like, because everything else that I've had going on this week, and all of a sudden you're like, oh crap! Now I got to watch this. So
I'll tell you right now, I'm not
planning on doing that.
I watched it. I didn't watch it live. I watched it on YouTube at 2:00 this morning. And I watched all
better at 2:00 in the morning.
I watched all 2 hours. Well, I mean, because I work night shift, so what happened was like last night I crashed at like 8 p.m. and then woke up at 1 a.m. and was up till 4. And
Screwed
so,
up your schedule. That's what you did.
oh, yeah, and but yeah, so I watched it from 2 to 4. I watched the Game Fest. So they opened with Mortal Shell 2.
I didn't get to see that one.
So
Yeah.
I was having
I
a
said
problem.
I said I never played the first one. It looks like a Souls-like game with
It
guns.
is.
Okay.
So the guns is a new thing, though. They weren't in the first one that I know of. I mean, so I have a love-hate relationship with the Souls games because I love to play them, but I hate the fact that I fucking suck at them.
Mhm.
Like, the majority of the Souls-like games that I've played, I have not ever even beaten the first boss because I'm old. I don't have the reflex timing that I need to play
Right.
like dodge and parry and all of that shit.
Mhm.
So I have the first Mortal Shell. And as far as I got in the game, there were no guns in there. Why is my background backwards?
How would I
What the
know?
hell?
It's
I
forward
just-
for us.
Yeah, it looks forward to hear.
Like, I noticed that it does that a lot on some things. It'll reverse your stuff.
What the hell? But
It's because reasons.
There we go.
Just
Um,
know that.
so anyway,
Having problems from before.
yeah. So anyway, yeah. I mean, Mortal Shell 2, and it looks gorgeous, and I'll definitely check it out. But I'm expecting more of the same. Where okay, I'm at the first boss. I suck. I can't beat it. Let's move on.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I have Elden Ring, and I've never even beaten the first boss on that. It was like I said, I'm just horrible at it.
Right.
So then after that, they had Death Stranding 2, the clip with Neil and can't remember the girl's name.
Well, no. Right after that, I thought it was the Fortnite Star Wars, wasn't it?
Nope, maybe. I'm just
Okay,
looking on this. I'm just doing the announcements, like the major announcements thing on this link that I have.
Oh, that's fine. Go ahead.
That and it's Fortnite. I mean, who cares about Fortnite, really?
Yeah, they did a surprise drop on it, and I was like,
Yeah.
cool, not into Fortnite.
Yeah. I mean, I play Fortnite, but I don't play the Battle Royale. I play the Save the World mode.
Mhm.
So,
But yeah,
Did you
just
fuck Fortnite?
I mean, I
you're not wrong.
respect it for what it's done for the gaming industry, but at the same time, I'm just like,
It's
not
been
my.
popular, but yeah. I mean,
Just
it's
because
just
it's
like
popular doesn't mean it's good.
no, but there's a huge following behind it.
Yeah, true.
So, yeah, like I said, the Death Stranding clip. I can't wait for the sequel. I don't know if you guys have ever played the first one.
I did. I had trouble getting into it.
I played a little bit of the beginning, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Oh, it gets even more. What the fuck is this? As you go,
I'm sure.
But-
I mean, just knowing him.
I highly recommend if you have the game. I know they did like the updated version that has like all the DLC and stuff. It's not better now because they've added things where like the players can create roads and it'll be uploaded into everybody else's game. So instead of like trying to travel over all these mountains and falling every 5 steps, you can actually walk roads now. They like have roads and stuff that you can follow, and it's a lot safer.
Okay.
It's very like user community friendly, and it makes the game 100 times more enjoyable. But the story wise, it's still what the fuck.
Well, it's
Um,
Kojima, so what do you
yeah.
expect other than what the fuck?
So I mean, I can't wait for part 2, and that comes out like what, next week
Yeah,
in 20 days or something, I think they said. So I can't wait for that.
I like he wouldn't talk about it too much because he
Right.
was like, "I'm not spoiling it." It's like, well,
Yeah.
then what are you doing at the game or the Summer Games Fest if you're just show the trailer and get off the stage?
Yeah. Then was Chronicles Medieval. That was the one that I think the dude who plays Loki
Yeah,
narrated.
yeah, I thought it looked cool. I don't know if I will get it as a day one, but I did. Think
I
it
need
looked cool.
I need to see more. It did look really cool, but I need to see more.
So a lot
So-
of those games are Steam only. I was noticing because every time they would show like their screen, I'd be like, Nope, no PS5, no whatever. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm not playing that one. I don't usually play on Steam. Like,
Right.
Well, just because it
It's
says
not-
wish list doesn't mean it's not going to be multi-tat. Or
no, usually if it's
multi-platform.
multi, they will literally
It will
have,
say at the bottom. It'll say
they
like
will say
Xbox.
everything is going
PlayStation,
to.
yeah. Yeah, I've noticed that. I noticed that too. Then
Well,
after
no,
that,
that's the other thing with the state of play that I hated. I forgot to mention that is everything was 2026. We're getting it in
Yes.
2026. How about we get some games now? Like what's
You know
coming
what,
out
that
in
was for-
September, October, November? That's usually when the other big games. I know we're getting, Borderlands, but like
I mean, a lot of that
there's
was
no
for
other
the
games.
a lot of that was for the Game Fest as well.
Yes.
You gotta figure though the state of play. I mean, we already know, like you said, we already know what's coming out this fall. You got Borderlands. You got fucking Christ, now Ghost of Yodi is coming out this year. You know, I don't know. Anyway,
Well, yeah.
Dingy says that it feels like 2025 was a skip year on games, and like everything's now jumping to.
well, here's another thing too. You got to think about these games. Some of them take 5-6 years to develop. So if you go back 5
Right.
years, that was 2020, COVID. Everybody was fucking working from home. So I mean, things are going to be a little bit now just starting to come out and be towards more of 2026.
I think
Plus, I
inadvertently
think-
that's what. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think a lot of it too was a lot of these people are going for the longest time. When's GTA 6 coming out?
Right.
You know, so they're
And then,
planning to
we
come
were
out.
waiting for that one forever to know when.
Yeah, and so
Well,
But-
like Ned Luke said with Grand Theft Auto 6, he was like, they didn't start production. Well, they did pre-production, but they didn't actually go into full production until after Red Dead Redemption 2. He's like,
Mhm.
and then that's 2 years, and then you hit COVID, which put a halt to a lot of things. So Grand Theft Auto 6 really, if you think about it, probably only had about a 5-year development cycle. And it should have been out a lot sooner, but COVID knocked that back by 2 years. Says turn up your mic a bit. Okay.
Who said that?
Dingy.
dingy.
Oh, there. I was just telling him to hop in on our thing. There we go.
Okay. It might just be that it's a new mic and I got to move it closer here. But
Oh, you got the new mic going.
yep.
Gotcha.
So then the next game was the Sonic Cross Worlds Racing, which I absolutely loved their dig at Mario Kart at the beginning. And he was just like, unlike that other kart racing game, this one is cross-platform, so you can play with your friends anywhere. You know?
Mm.
But, you know, my kids are excited because there's the Minecraft collab with this game. I don't know if you saw that.
Yes.
But, you know, I was excited because I saw that it had Ichiban from Like a Dragon as one of the kart racers, and I absolutely love the Like a Dragon games. And
Yeah,
so,
that was that one. I was like, I have no clue who these extra characters are. I'm so far out of the zeitgeist, or like
Yeah.
Joker and all them. And I'm like,
Joker's from Persona. I don't know who that girl was, the anime looking girl. I don't know who she
Yeah,
was.
everybody
but
went nuts for that
Yeah.
person.
yeah, I
don't know
heard
who
that as
is.
well. I heard that as well. And then I saw Ichiban, and I was excited as all get out. And then I saw the Minecraft. I'm like, fuck, gonna have to get this.
Yeah, you gotta do
so-
some Minecraft racing.
Yeah, I'm not. The kids can do that one. So,
I love how Cyclops is just looking off into the sky.
Well, I'm just trying to make sure that everything is fine. Yep. Me.
he was like hoping he could
Well,
still hear us. He's sitting there like, guys.
No, I'm checking the mic here.
I told you that mic is hard on the directional. You have to set it up like
Like, just
specifically.
Perfectly.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why
Um,
I got rid of the Yeti.
And then,
Maybe
I
I'll
mean,
put
it
on my
doesn't
desk.
help that we are just booming voices as it is.
Well, I have that too. I mean, I've had people yell at me, be like, "Keep your voice down." So I thought, having the mic here, which is like up here now, and being this far away from it, I could be like, "Oh, hey, everybody!"
Bring
and
it
was
down.
And Dingy says, "What mic is it? It's a Blue Yeti mic. I just got it. Hang on, maybe we can just Maybe I'll just take this little koosh thing off. Is that better? Because I'm
No,
afraid it'll pick up like the around some. But
Yeah, put that back on. That didn't change anything.
put the condom
definitely
back on it.
Yeah, you want that on there to muffle some of your surroundings and not
Yep.
have reverb. Ricka reverb.
So the next game, this was actually a pleasant surprise for me. Was Code Vein 2.
I never played the first one, but that
So
second
the
one
first-
was fun.
The first one, I'll tell you right now. I mean, it's another.
Don't
answer
answer
Digi's questions. Did you, Looker? Did you hear what we said about you before, or what he said about you? Before?
He
could
said,
say-
and you repeated.
yes, I could say it again.
He farted in Tupperware and mailed it to me.
What?
But Code Vein, I'll tell you right now, Code Vein is a Souls-like game.
I had a feeling it
Um,
was like that. That's probably why I haven't played it.
Here's the thing: the nice thing about Code Vein is like it's not a harder Souls game. I actually progressed in that one. Like I had fun with that one. So Code Vein 2, that one I was really excited, and that looked it was a good looking game.
So he said he didn't fart in it, but now you've given him the idea. Expect something in the mail. I said, "Here's a surprise. Make sure you huff it."
Like whippets, huh?
Right. And I don't hear. I was driving and stuffed you in your pocket. Ooh, I'd like to be stuffed. Oh, what?
What the fuck? Why are we going that route?
Because we can.
Because we can, and nobody's told us not to.
Right.
Yeah, I saw.
That's whatever you were talking about for you.
Yes, guinea pigs. So he'll give it to them to do the sniff test.
But yeah, I thought Sonic Racers looked really fun, but I was like, do we need another racer? And the answer is probably yes, but it looks fun.
Yes, we do. It's not with Minecraft.
Yes.
So
Literally Mario Kart, just Sonic characters. So I was looking at
Right.
them.
right. So after Code Vein 2 was End of Abyss.
That
That's the
gave
one
me
from
Little
Little
Nightmares
Nightmares.
vibes.
That's the one
That
from Little
one,
Nightmares
yeah,
Dev.
that one actually, I wrote that one down. I'm like, ooh, I definitely want to try that one.
Yeah, that's the one that I was thinking about. That was Little Nightmare Devs.
Okay.
Then we had the Game of Thrones game. I mean, is that even still relevant? Like,
We'll just say yes with a question mark.
right? Yes. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know why we're all of a sudden getting a strategy game when it's been how many years since we've been there?
I mean, there's the spin-off House of the Dragons, which, in my opinion, it would have made more sense to make a game
Off of
based on that than
Right.
going back with the other ones.
Well, maybe because Game of Thrones has more of like a name appeal.
That's the only thing I
mean,
could
it
think
does,
of.
yes. And it is a RTS. I may give it a try because I like those type games if it's well done.
Yeah. Then we had the announcement trailer for Atomic Heart 2, which looked fucking gorgeous.
Yes. I need to play the first one.
Yeah, I want to go back now and play the first one after seeing that trailer. And I'm pretty sure that one's on Game Pass.
It is.
So
I downloaded it once I saw that. I was like, yep, I got to do that. And then the Cube, which was in the Atomic Heart universe.
yeah, but that's like more of a first-person shooter, was it? Well, I mean, Atomic Universes as well, but like it was like more of almost like a battle royale type game. Almost, it seemed like the Cube did. So.
Now, one that I really enjoyed here, which was actually, I think, announced right before that Game of Thrones one, was that Mouse PI for Hire.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I've been waiting for that game for a long time.
I wrote
knew
on
about
that.
it a while ago.
Yeah, I knew. I knew when they first announced it, and then I've been waiting for more information. And I was just like, okay, that looks really fun. Hopefully, it's not as hard as Cuphead was.
Yeah, Cuphead was a bitch.
I hope it's not like that, but yes.
So, So then after Atomic Heart 2, it's showing the new Onimusha, Way of the Sword.
Yes, yeah,
That
that
looks really good.
That looked fucking awesome. That one actually, I remember putting because I think they did that at the Game Awards, and I remember telling people like, how come we can show like horrific, deplorable violence like this, but if there was a female character that slipped a nipple, like the world would end.
Yep. Yep.
But yet this guy's getting dismembered in the most horrific way. You know?
So Looker and Dingy have been going back, and I've been putting up their what they've been saying to each other. But my question is, if you guys can go back and forth, why weren't you on the show with us right now? That's
exactly. Come on. Well, I mean, they can kind of type, go back and forth, and then do what they were doing, and then come back.
Yeah, if they're watching kids or whatever.
Yeah, there was one that I saw here, Marvel Cosmic Invasion. I thought it looked like a great game for anyone who's into those kind of games.
That's the one that's like the side scroller beat 'em up, right?
Yeah.
They showed Rocket and She-Hulk as the two new characters.
We already kind of knew it was coming out, but they gave us some new characters.
Yeah. Then there was the Felt That, the boxing with puppets game.
That actually looks pretty good. It looks like Super Punch Out, but with puppets.
It looked like shit.
I will play that one.
You will. I know you will. And I will let you, and I will laugh at you.
Okay.
So, that one, yeah.
Oh my God, I was supposed to be on now? Yeah, remember we gave you guys the invite. We didn't know when you guys were actually going to join us because we know Dingy was having scheduling issues. Oh, you might have stepped away when we were talking about that at the end.
Maybe. But yeah, you guys have an open invitation to come on. Just give us a heads up.
Right.
Yeah. Then we had Killer In from Square Enix, the social deduction game.
Among Us, but like more 3D.
Yeah. I mean, there's several games out there that are like that, but I was surprised to see Square Enix attached to that. So
I was really excited because that looks like a fun mystery kind of game, but it's like, who's the killer? Well, let's kill to find out.
Yeah.
Right.
Arc Raiders. They finally have a release date for that, if that's your thing. I need to see more on that one.
I just said looks fun, need to know more.
Yeah, like everybody was sitting there like, oh my God, Arc Raiders finally, woo! And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like,
what is this?
Everybody seems so excited about it, but okay.
We're just giving you some shit. I know Dingy was having some problems with finding time.
Can we swear?
Have you not heard us fucking swearing?
Let's see, Chrono Odyssey.
Don't you fucking swear on this podcast. I swear to shit, I will fuck you up.
We are fucking professionals here.
I looked this woman in the eye. I said, bitch.
You said
that. Twice in one show, we got that.
Yeah. That's going to be my new favorite go-to. But yeah, Chrono Odyssey. It's a MMORPG, I guess. But
yeah, if it wasn't the MMO part, I might give it a try. But
yeah,
I might check it out. I'm big on MMOs. And then
I thought before that, I don't know which one you're looking at, but it says I saw Dune Awakening was the next one.
That is the MMO that is just coming out, I believe.
Yeah, that one comes out like today, I think.
Yeah.
But okay, well they're in early access.
Access is right now, yes.
Yeah, because I have a friend who's early accessing it, and he said it's more of a survival than MMO even. Oh. But I mean, there's MMO aspects, but I mean, it's Dune.
I just said looks fun for people who are fans of the franchise.
Right. Wuthering Waves has a new update, if that's your thing. Then we had the Mio Memories in Orbit.
Yeah, that looked like a Metroidvania.
Metroidvania.
Kind of game. Yeah.
Yep. And then let's see. There was the Out of Words, the claymation game.
Yes.
That looks awesome.
That kind of reminded me of games like Bramble and Unravel.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. And then what's that other one? It Takes Two, because this one's a co-op one as well. And then that new, what's that new one that's out? That Split Fusion or something like.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
so
it's not that studio, is it?
No.
Okay, so it's just another studio doing the same type of thing.
Yeah, it looks awesome. Let's see. Then we had Lego Voyagers.
I said Neodeath, and my wife Rachel will probably love that.
Honestly, no. I think the Lego brand keeps trying. There's another Lego one too. There was two Lego games, and I'm like, what is Lego doing? Like, I know they're trying to get their brand out there, but
dude, Lego Party looks awesome. My kids are excited.
Mario Party, yay!
Yeah, well,
before they announced that one though, they said they had a new trailer for Mafia: The Old Country, and I know Koimiya, you haven't been totally thrilled about that, but I saw that trailer and I was like, I want it now, damn it!
Yeah.
So that got you more hyped for it.
Mm-hmm.
It did absolutely nothing for me. I'm like, yep, that's still Mafia. Yeah. We had the.
Wasn't Nicktoons the next one?
The Dice of Destiny, which I was just
they didn't show enough of it to get me like interested on what doing it.
I was trying to figure out. I'm like, is it like a Diablo game but with Nickelodeon characters, or what are we looking at here?
I like how they had the squirrel from SpongeBob.
The voice actor.
Yeah.
Then we had the Shadow Drop of the Liza P DLC. Which Liza P is another Souls-like, but
I tried to play it and I could not get through it. I couldn't even get through the first boss.
And then this one piqued my interest as soon as I heard Doki Doki Literature Club meets Silent Hill.
I knew you would love that one.
Fractured Blooms.
Blooms, yeah.
As soon as I heard that, I'm like, Koimiya's gonna love this one.
Oh god! As soon as I heard that, I'm like, whoop, Sarah, and I'm like, okay, I gotta see this one.
That was the one that got me like, whoa!
Yeah, I'm like, that looks as every fucked up as I hope it would be, and more. So that's a day one for me.
Mm-hmm.
So
same here.
Bunch of anime crap from. Like Blade and Soul, 2 different games announced. The Crystal of Atlian has a One Punch Man crossover. Seven Deadly Sins, yeah. Jurassic World Evolution 3.
Now, I will say for this one, I have not played the other Evolution games. I'm interested in it, but at the same time, it really just makes me more excited for Jurassic Park Survival, which is going to be more along the lines of an actual Jurassic Park game, not just trying to control the park, but trying to survive it.
Right. Then we had the next game from the Shovel Knight devs, Mina.
Yes, I actually kickstarted that game, so I've been knowing that they've been working on it, but we didn't have a release date yet. So knowing that we have a release date, it's basically they're trying to make it kind of like a Game Boy type game, but like Zelda-ish.
That's the vibe I got when watching the trailer. It was good. I love Shovel Knight. So
yeah, they're great for their like retro look and how they do their mechanics and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I will have that day one when it releases. I think I got it for both. Well, back then the Switch and my PS5.
Nice. So this article has all they wrote was, let's just pretend the Deadpool VR isn't happening. The only thing that pissed me off about it was that it was MetaQuest. I'm like, this needs to be on PlayStation 5 VR because I thought that was great. And I thought Neil Patrick Harris as Deadpool was fantastic.
Definitely. But it looks like it's just going to give me motion sickness.
Because it's a VR game. It had the total Deadpool feel. I thought Neil Patrick Harris did a fantastic job, like I said, as Deadpool. He nailed Ryan Reynolds' mannerisms very well.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And
I think the two of them are friends, so I'll bet he like.
I'm sure they are. They, I don't think they have the same bromance as Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, but I think it would be a fun game. Like I said, the only thing that pissed me off was that it was MetaQuest. I'm like, who the fuck has MetaQuest? I mean, like, get with the PlayStation. Come on. Dying Light: The Beast. That looked pretty cool.
I just said if you're into the Dying Light franchise, that will definitely be something you want to keep an eye out for. Keep an eye out for.
Looks like you already got one.
Yeah.
They took his, so he's really got his eye on it.
Remember what we said to the looker? It's because I got mad at a boss and ripped it out.
Yeah. Then we got Mixtape. So.
Yeah,
yes.
I like that. That looked kind of like the Life is Strange games, or like that other one that not Mixtape, but they did Lost Records.
Yeah. See, and that's what I've got too. But then I saw the soundtrack for Mixtape when they were showing the trailer. And I was just like, the one that really got me going, I guess you could say, was the fact that they included Portishead. Because not many people know who Portishead is. And the fact that that was on there, I was just like, boom, day one. Just because of that one band alone, I'm like, this game is going to be mine.
And yeah, that's probably a day one for me as well, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of people already, like, even the articles I'm reading are saying, oh, Lost Records. This one doesn't look to be as, like, supernatural as Lost Records is. I haven't finished Lost Records yet, and so, this one seems to be more grounded in reality versus Lost Records does. Lost Records seems to have, like, more of a dark mystery behind it. And I could be completely wrong. Mixtape might have one as well, but I don't get as dark vibes as I did from Lost Records.
Okay. Yeah, so it sounds like it's a day one for all of us.
Yep. And then we got, what is it? Toa and the Guardians of the Sacred Tree. A roguelike from the developer behind the Mana games, which I thought it was a Mana game at first. Like when the trailer first started, I'm like, oh, are we getting a new Secret of Mana or something like that?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So it looked pretty good.
I thought it looked good. It's just not my type of game, but I was like, looks good, and we'll probably watch more of it.
Then we had Acts of Blood.
Yes. I thought
And
that
we
looked
lost
pretty
Brian?
awesome.
I'm bringing my desk down. I'm sick of standing.
Yeah, Acts of Blood, I was surprised. Well, what cracked me up, he's like, it's a solo developed game from a guy in the team of about 10 people. Well, it's not really solo developed then if there's 10 people, right? But,
Well, I mean, if it's
still.
one guy that developed this game and there's 10 people developing 10 games.
I mean, it looked really good. I got a lot of Bouncer vibes from it. If you remember the Bouncer from Square back in the day.
I remember that
Yeah, I
one,
remember.
yeah.
I got a lot of Bouncer vibes. And that one I'm going to definitely keep my eye on. I love supporting, like, little indie developers. And, I mean, that looks fantastic for being a solo developed game. So, let's see. Then we got a new Scott Pilgrim game.
Yes.
The audience went nuts for that, and I was just like, it looks interesting if you're into that kind of game. Was what I
Did you play the previous one?
I haven't. No.
Okay. Well, this one looks like just basically a follow up to the previous one, and the fact that it's got the story written by the dude who does the comics of Scott Pilgrim,
Right.
just adds to the authenticity of it.
Right.
So let's see here. First Descendant has some new content coming out, which First Descendant I've been trying to get you guys to play. It's a free-to-play looter shooter. It's actually really fun.
That's that one? I'm like, I know that name from somewhere, but I couldn't remember where.
Yeah, that's that one. I'm trying to get you guys to play that, and I've been trying to get you guys to play Fragpunk. You can join me on Fragpunk Fridays.
And you got me to play Doki Doki Literature Club. So.
Did I? Yeah. Was I wrong about that?
No, it fucked
Exactly.
my head. But still.
Exactly. Warframe. Let's not play Warframe. We don't need to play Warframe.
I know Asian Faja will really be into that kind of stuff, but he's the only one I know that plays that. So
I mean, I think I tried to play Warframe when it first came out, and again, I was like, nope. Of course, Dingy loves Warframe. That's what we knew. Something was wrong with you, other than the fact that you don't like PlayStation.
yeah, what's
Boo.
boo?
Let's see. Then we had another trailer for Mind's Eye, which comes out next week. And does anybody still know what the fuck that game's about?
Yes.
Yeah, it's about like robots and this guy and the thing, and it looks cool.
Oh, Dingy
Oh.
saying it got postponed.
What got postponed?
Mind's Eye,
The Mind's Eye?
did it?
That's like out next week. They even said that at Game Fest.
Their top two CEOs quit.
Yeah, their CEO and their CFO quit, but the game's finished, and that's coming out next week. They even said it at Game Fest.
Why did they quit?
So, I remember reading an article briefly about it that they did quit. So, but-
Yeah, on PC Gamer, it's not a great look that the studio's chief financial officer and chief legal officer have both resigned.
yeah. So,
But I don't think there was a reason given.
Yeah, I mean, I might pick it up and play it. It looks very like,
Wait.
GTA or what was it? What's the other one where you could hack things? I can't think of the damn name of it.
Watch Dogs.
Yes, thank you. Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
You know, it looks like they're in that vein. So
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot.
I think the problem was they just didn't have any kind of campaign behind it, or at least marketing campaign behind it. I didn't know about this game until like a week ago.
Yeah.
Right.
I keep seeing ads for it on Facebook, but every single one, I'm still like, I have no clue what this game is about.
I believe I watched a PlayStation Access quick video of what you need to know, and that's where it kind of told you what the story was and some points you needed to know. I'll send you the video.
So
Yeah. And then we had Wildgate, which, like they say on this PC Gamer thing, a 20-player Sea of Thieves in space.
Pretty much.
Yeah. That one didn't do anything for me.
Well, before that, they announced there was a Hitman World of Assassination, the Lashifi, Agent 47, and 007 together. I said I want to know more before I decide.
Well, I mean, the Hitman one dropped already. That one dropped today or yesterday.
Yeah,
and
it came out yesterday.
it's only
But
live for like 30 days, they said, I think.
Yeah, and you have to have that game already. And if you beat whatever it is, then you get something special when you actually get the 007 game.
Mhm.
Yeah. Which, again, to me was like, meh, whatever.
And
Yeah,
before
then we-
Wildgate, didn't they mention Lego Party?
Yeah.
there was another one I said Neo Death and Rachel, but it sounds like Neo Death is too good for Lego stuff.
My kids are excited.
No, I don't
the
like
first
party
one.
games like that. They're not fun. I'm not.
You
gonna
just
have
don't
a
play them the right way.
Okay.
You don't
You have to
play
be high or drunk,
No,
and then
no,
they're
no.
fun.
So using Mario Party, for example, the way my friends and I play it is every time you get a gold star, which is what you need to win the games,
Right.
every time you get a gold star, you take a shot.
Same
No,
thing,
you take
yeah.
a shot. And the thing is we're talking even the gold stars like at the end of the game when the Goomba's like, oh, this player landed on the most blue squares. Here's a star. You get to take a shot then too, and
Yeah, then
or
you
it's
don't
like-
remember the game at all.
oh no, but it makes the game really fun. So,
I
but
mean, yeah, I'm sure.
getting back to Lego Party, my kids are excited about that, which me and my wife were laughing at because my wife's like, we have Mario Party and you guys
Right.
refuse to play that.
Oh.
But my older one's like, yeah, but Legos. And I'm like, I knew that was going to be the response.
Right.
I
So,
love how kids make sense of that kind of thing. It's like, have I
Right.
been living with these little things for too long, or did that actually make sense?
yeah, no, they love Legos almost as much as Minecraft. Like, they're neck and neck in this house as Legos and Minecraft. Then we
Aren't
have
they kind of the
Blighted.
one and the same, pretty much?
Yes, but try explaining that to an 11-year-old.
Nope.
So,
No, thank you.
then you had Blighted from the creators of Guacamelee. Which
Yeah,
is
that
pretty
looks
interesting.
pretty good.
Yeah,
I just said I might give that one a try.
yeah. And then you had Ill. That looked fucked up.
Yeah, that looked really fucked up. But I said at the same time, must play, must have head fucked with. Apparently.
Oh yeah, that one. I was just like, okay, I'm definitely keeping my eye on that one.
All two of them.
All two of them. That's right. This one gets 2 Cyclops blinks.
Out of how many?
That actually should be our rating system on the games.
2 Cyclops blink. Just take a pic. Like I'll do a video of me just doing like 1 blink, 2 blinks.
I mean, it would be
That's
different than
fantastic.
everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, chat? Do you think that should be our rating system?
On a blink of 1 to 5, how many blinks does this game get?
Yeah.
Right. Mecha Break. That looked pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Was that like another, like, it almost looked like an Armored Core?
Yeah. If you like that sort of things.
Right.
Then we had, what is it? The Infinitesimals or something like that?
Infinitesimal, yeah.
Oh, it was like A Bug's Life.
That's what I said. I said it looked like an action version of A Bug's Life.
It looked fun. I would play it.
It looked interesting. Yeah, I'll give it that. But I'm like, do I also want to run around as a grasshopper? I don't know.
Street Fighter was next that I see here.
Yep.
First was the Resident Evil 30th anniversary teaser, and when he was like, blinked or Then was the Street Fighter Year 3 with Sagat, C Viper, Alex, and Ingrid, which that trailer cracked me up using the wrestler, and then he kept like seeing himself in the mirrors, the different ones.
Yeah.
Then we had.
I just put that you would probably love that.
Then we had Last Flag.
Yeah, I was like Fortnite again.
I'm just like looking at this like, who is this for? Who wants to play Capture the Flag?
It's Fortnite. That's all it is. It's Fortnite. Isn't Fortnite just a lot of Capture
even
the Flag?
Fortnite though. It's no, Fortnite is at least building and
shooter builder
and I don't know. I just no.
How many Cyclops yawns does this get? Oh,
how many does this elicit? The Wu-Tang game. I'm like, how are we getting a Wu-Tang game before a new what was that fighting game that the Def Jam fighting games?
Didn't Wu-Tang already have a game before?
Okay, so here's the interesting thing. Wu-Tang did have a game out. It was like the 36 Chambers or whatever, based off of the game that got created but then was too controversial. They killed it, called Thrill Kill. And it was like a 4-player fighting game that Thrill Kill was. You can find like ROM hacks of it online even, and it was deemed too violent at the time and stuff like that. And nowadays it would look like a fucking, Care Bear picnic compared to some of the games, compared to like Ill. But
Right.
Yeah, we've already had a Wu-Tang game. And so then I saw this one. And again, at first, when I first saw it, I thought it was a new Def Jam Fight for New York or whatever game coming out. And I'm like, no, these are all just Wu-Tang characters. And then
I wonder if maybe they couldn't get Def Jam and that's why they went to just Wu-Tang.
Maybe. I don't know. But I'll have to see more, but the trailer didn't do much for me.
And it was kind of funny because they announced Wu-Tang like right before Wu-Chang, Fallen Feathers. Which is another awesome looking samurai game, but I'm like, do we need another samurai game? We have like 3 of them out now. Yeah. Then we had the Stranger Than Heaven, which I'm all excited about because it's another Yakuza type game. And I mean, it's made by the same studios, and I fucking love those games. I'm just curious if this is an actual
going to tie into the Like a Dragon games, or if this is a completely different thing, because it doesn't have the Like a Dragon title.
Mhm.
It's just called Stranger Than Heaven. It's not like a Dragon Stranger Than Heaven or Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth or anything like that. But the trailer, I'm like, yep, that's a day one.
Yeah. There was also one that they announced a little before that, Into the Unwell.
Yeah, that was another one that reminded me of like that Mouse PI and Cuphead and
Mhm.
all of that.
There was
That
that one
one
where he's
I
like
think would be
puking and
more- yeah.
drinking.
Yeah. And then,
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to go on to the next game, but
Go ahead.
the big one, Resident Evil Requiem.
Yeah. Is that that's technically Resident Evil 9, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because if you even watch the trailer, that Q in Requiem flipped at one point to look like a 9 and then flipped back to the Q. So, but yes, that is Resident Evil 9.
Yeah, I didn't think we were actually gonna get like anything special, and then as I was watching the thing, I'm like, "This kind of looks like Resident Evil." Oh, you got me, you little sons of.
Oh, you little so-and-sos.
Well, there was one right before that. Splitgate 2 was a surprise dropped and looked fun. And the guy, the developer up there, I said he's right. We're all tired of playing the same Call of Duty every year, and I want.
I'd laugh my
Titanfall
ass
3.
off at that.
Here's the thing. That's been in open beta for a while. I played it a couple of times on the PlayStation. It's a fun game. I'll give it that. But I mean, the first one didn't have. Apparently, it didn't have much of a following. If they've already made a part 2, or maybe it had enough of a following to make a part 2. But I mean, in the grand scheme of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Competitive shooter games. Have you even heard of Splitgate?
Not in competitive, no.
Enough to hear about Splitgate 2. I mean, I don't know. It's a fun game. It's kind of like Deathmatch meets Portal,
Yeah.
to give you guys an idea.
Mm.
And so, I mean, that game, you know how I said earlier, I've never raged at Fragpunk. I've raged at Splitgate. I'm going to tell you, I have raged at Splitgate.
Yeah.
But Fragpunk, I've been having way too much fun with. So,
All right.
If I ever get a
So-
Friday off, I'll try and join you, but don't count your blessings.
And then just last part before we call it, we've got another big showcase happening on Sunday for the Xbox. We don't know what's going to be announced yet, but what are your guys' thoughts? What do you think we're going to see?
They're gonna say that they're only doing software and they're out of the hardware business.
I mean, that writing is on the wall. I see them going that route. I would be incredibly shocked if there was some sort of Elder Scrolls announcement.
Other than another remake suddenly dropped on Game Pass.
Right.
Well, yeah, but I mean, imagine if they close their show with the next Elder Scrolls announcement.
Oh, the new one. Ooh.
So, yeah, Elder Scrolls 6. That would be a
That'd be,
fucking, like, showstopper of all showstoppers for this year.
Right.
I mean, you would see that trailer and you would go, Grand Theft Auto what? You know, like, I mean, I don't expect one, but I think it would be amazing if they did drop even a little nugget of like, hey, this is what we've got now. You know, I mean, it's only been 8 years since we announced the fucking thing, but you know, I don't know. I expect to see a lot of shit saying, you know, day one Game Pass, day one Game Pass, day one Game Pass. I know they're doing a whole thing after the Xbox showcase on just basically Outer Worlds 2, which I'm excited to see because I loved the first Outer Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I can't unless they have something. I bet there will be something about the Gears of War remaster.
Probably.
You know, that's going to be coming to the PlayStation as well. Maybe a surprise Halo announcement. I could see that.
Mhm.
Like,
Well,
you
that
know, like,
Halo's getting, well, they probably wouldn't put it on there that Halo's getting ported to PS5.
but see, would they not, or would they? Because now that now that Daddy Phil is more about like, yeah, we're putting the game out there, and we're putting the game out there, and we're putting the game out there. I could see him saying, "Guess what? Halo Master Chief Collection coming to PS5.
Go
Maybe
buy it.
maybe a date announcement. It'd be fucking amazing if they said Shadow drops today. That would blow everybody's mind. You know?
Right.
But I don't know. All I know is like, I mean, you guys didn't care about the state of play. I thought it was pretty awesome.
No,
I
I like the state of play. There were fun games on there. It's just it wasn't like mind blowing.
I think Xbox honestly is going to need to bring a little bit. I mean, to compete with both Game Fest and state of play. So, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I made it sound like I wasn't that interested. It was just there was nothing that blew me away on state of play. But
Yeah.
there were some good ones. Like I said, there's been a few where I was like, oh, nice. I'm thinking the same thing. We're gonna get. I bet I would be willing to bet we'll get a new trailer for Gears of War. A new trailer, maybe not a release date, but maybe a release window,
Maybe.
like fall of 26 or whatever.
Are you talking New Gears or are you talking the remaster collection?
Honestly,
The remaster first one.
I was gonna
I'll-
say,
A release date for that.
yeah, I'll bet we get a release date for the remaster and we get a release window for Gears, the new one.
I thought we had a release date for the remaster.
Did we? I thought it was
I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
if you look that up, we got Christopher's coming in here saying hi to my mom's rockin' old stock dude. How's it going, Christopher? He also says Kim says hi. I haven't seen you in quite some time. Welcome to the show. We do this every Saturday, so you're more than welcome to come hang out with us as we talk video games and other entertainment news.
And yeah, and if you want to, or if they're a gamer, have them come on. We can talk.
Yeah. We're always welcome to gamers joining us.
Yeah, and I was just thinking with I would not be surprised if we find out that what was that? Not Heavenly Sword, I'm sorry.
You really want that Heavenly Sword.
I do want that Heavenly Sword. No, but Hellblade, I would not be surprised if we hear an announcement of that coming to PlayStation. I don't know. I don't think that was already announced for PlayStation, but considering the first game was. And then I would also not be surprised if we see more from the upcoming Blade game. Maybe a new trailer for that. I know that was just announced, I want to say, back at the Video Game Awards. So maybe we won't hear about that, but I would like to see a new trailer for that and maybe a release window for that.
I
Even
thought
though
they
that
did
was-
announce Hellblade for PlayStation.
A what?
I thought they
Wait.
did announce the Hellblade 2 for PlayStation.
Oh, they did?
I thought. I could be wrong.
I may have missed it. And yep, Christopher came back here. He said, "Awesome, man. I used to be in Gamers Got a Game." Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember.
It used to be. Why aren't you there still? We still kind of do stuff there, not as much, but definitely we're doing more into this.
Garbage in, garbage out. I just changed the name from Gamers Got a Game to Garbage in, garbage out. So if you, as long as you never left the group, you're still there.
I know that's going to go out on your socials, but
Hi.
yeah, we got to get these chats synced up.
So yeah, right now it's just on the Sony page, but it's just being announced.
Okay.
So it has been announced, but we don't have any information other than that it has been announced.
I'm so disappointed with Xbox with that one because the game is freaking amazing, and they announced it like 6 or 7 years ago, and then once it came out, they were just like, "Oh yeah, it's out. Go play it. Oh, let's talk about other stuff." It was like they gave it again no marketing. It's like they had no faith in it, and I'm like, the first game won how many awards? It actually did turn a profit. It's known as one of the best games of 2019 or 2020 when that came out.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like it was known as one of their best games, and now you're putting the sequel out, which is arguably better, and you're just kind of throwing it off to the side.
I still haven't played the sequel yet, to be honest with you. I
It's-
need to. I love the first one.
I don't think the
And-
stakes are as high in the second one, but the story is still there.
And the icing on the cake for that first one was the choice of using VNV Nation for the end credits, because I absolutely love that band, and that song that they picked was just perfect, fitting for the whole like lore of the story and everything. And that, you know, when I heard that, I was just like, beautiful, you know. Like,
You were
it's
almost in
definitely-
tears.
I was, you know, because I mean that song has meaning for me anyway. And then the fact that they used it in the game for that situation just was fantastic. And
You would
So
be in
I'm-
tears, and I'd be in tear.
you would. You would. But that's definitely a game you need the headphones for. So
Oh, definitely. You do not get the full effect unless you got those headphones on, especially when she starts hearing those voices.
mhm.
Because it goes from here, and then like you almost feel it like right in front of your face, because it goes like, yeah, you know, and then gets louder in here, and it's they deserve every award for audio design.
Yeah.
Chris comes back here with that's the
Yes,
game they were
yes, yeah.
working on with psychiatrists and whatnot to help induce psychosis type feelings, isn't it? Yes.
Yes.
Yep. They worked with physicists or psychologists, and they worked with actual people who suffer from psychosis who could tell them what it's like to have an episode.
Mm. And definitely, Christopher, follow us on all the socials. You can catch us on our Twitters that are here or YouTube. We definitely appreciate all the love, and then you can keep up with what we're doing from day to day.
Mhm.
So since we still got a few minutes here, let's say what were some disappointments, and not just go like, oh, I hated State of Play. What were some disappointments? Like for me, I was really disappointed that we didn't get any kind of trailer or any kind of update for Wolverine.
I
which
was
I've been-
really hoping we were going to get something on that, even just hey, we're still here, we're still working on it. Not nothing.
Yeah, not even a peep on that one. And I was really hoping for it. I know that Insomniac's going to do what Insomniac's going to do, but still. And you know what would be fun is because I know Insomniac used to be a third party and now they're owned by Sony. I would really like to hear about Sunset Overdrive coming to the PlayStation. I am still going to die on that hill.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. That's a fantastic fucking game. I absolutely love that game. But I think that ship has sailed.
Yeah.
I don't see that one. I don't see that one.
I
at
mean,
years.
sometimes they do like bring up, games that have been dead for a while and like resurrect.
They
them
do, but I don't know if there was enough.
of a following.
For Sunset Overdrive. I mean, it's kind of like, I'm not saying gameplay wise, it's kind of like the same thing as Doki Doki Literature Club. Those of you who have played it, you know.
So I've played that one.
But if you haven't played it, you're like, this looks stupid. Why would I want to play this? This looks dumb. Or, it looks like something I've played 100 times before, like Sunset Overdrive, but if you have played Sunset Overdrive, yeah, you know why you're going to want a sequel or a PlayStation remaster or whatever, because it's a fantastic fucking game. And yes, Brian, you do need to play Doki Doki Literature Club.
You do. I did not think anything of that, especially since there's no voice acting in it and you got to read it yourself. But at the same time, once you get past like what would you say, Koimiya, like the first 10, 20 minutes of the game, then it really starts messing with your head and you're like, wait, what? And it does it like a slow burn until all of a sudden you're like, how the hell did we get here?
I don't wanna.
And then by the end of the game, that's what you're doing. You're like, I don't want it. I don't want it. Stop screwing with my head. It's those Japanese games, that and that's why Japan has actually said they're not going to cater to the Western audience anymore. And I'm like, good, because when you don't cater to the Western audience, that's when you put out magic.
Yeah.
Right.
What would you guys say was your biggest disappointment?
I mean, I know we just had a deep dive in all of that not too long ago, but I always was up for more Borderlands. I show me it could be anything, and
There's only so much you can show without like ruining like the whole thing.
I know, and I mean, on the one hand, we got that little teaser for Ghost of Yodi,
Yotai.
whatever, Yodi, yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
Yoda, Ghost of
The Ghost
Yoda,
game.
I would have loved to seen more, and I know again we're getting a deep dive next month for that. I had heard rumors that there was it's been confirmed, I guess there's Horizon 3 being worked on. I wouldn't mind seeing anything on that. I would have loved to seen a little more on Witcher. Especially after they released that tech demo with the Unreal 5 engine.
Right.
So I was kind of disappointed in not seeing any of that.
Okay. And Neodeath, before we end it here, what were there any big disappointments for you besides what we talked about with Wolverine? And besides State of Play, which I actually
the
did
whole
like.
State of Play. I mean, even like just the whole show was kind of like, to me, it was like meh. I didn't need to tune in for this, but I did. I mean, I was glad for the end there where I hit Resident Evil that we finally got something on that. But yeah, there's nothing like that's just like, oh yeah, I can't wait for that. I mean, we've already got some of those.
Don't lie, you're getting the mountain climbing game.
I mean,
that game looks fun, honestly.
Well,
it looks fun, but it also looks frustrating as fuck. Like, I don't know how bad it's going to be to actually try and climb like that.
Is it going to be one of those where you got to hit these buttons and be like, climb,
Right.
climb.
I don't.
Or do you
know
just
how,
press it?
I don't know.
Heavy Rain had a horrible control screen in that aspect. Like it was, you were stretching your fingers across the control pad and hitting like 3 different buttons at once, but that was a great game.
That reminds me of like those Heavy Rain games, or Heavy Rain. It was like you had to.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Yeah.
Oh, Heavy Rain.
Climbing up the muddy hill.
Oh yes, okay. I'm sorry, you kind of cut out. Maybe I didn't hear it, but yeah, because you had to put your hand everywhere.
Yep. So
like a $5 hooker, you had to put your hand everywhere.
One of those. Not a hooker of a new like Heavy Rain game or something.
Yeah. So, but yeah, anybody in the chat, if you want to jump in here and ask us anything about what we thought about any of the games or any of the upcoming games or anything else, feel free. But yes, and Koimiya, while you were having some tech issues, we did talk about the Nintendo Switch. Did you end up getting one?
No, not yet.
No,
not yet. So
not a day one for you.
No, there wasn't enough that made me go, "Oh my god, I must have this system."
Right.
Donkey Kong looks awesome, but that's not out yet. No. Mario Kart, and I've been hearing some things already about that where it's like, Nintendo was sitting there saying, "Oh, it's open world," and it's not as open world as you think it is. I mean, I was watching you, Neo, play it. It looks. I was like, "Yeah, that's Mario Kart." I know there was that story going around where the voice actress of Princess Peach. Did you guys talk about that?
No.
No, I did see that.
Yeah, I'd sent that to you guys. Yeah, the voice actress of Princess Peach and Toad, she does both voices, found out that she's not even in that game, like when it launched.
Oh,
and
wow.
How would you not know you're not in that game, other than the fact that Nintendo didn't call you at all and then the game came out, or
right.
what?
Sometimes they'll get her to do the voice and then they realize it's not what they want and they'll get another voice actress and not tell the original.
I don't know. I didn't read the article. Like I said, I sent it to you guys, but I didn't read it. But
so
yeah. So
right.
we gotta work on getting more of the each other's person's chats into the StreamYard. We got to figure out how to do that because I think
here's
blowing up my chat on Twitter.
Yeah, here's the thing.
Twitch.
If it's a direct stream, it will show up in that chat. But because we're using Beam,
so I think we got to cut.
That's why that's why I linked I put in the Twitch and Kick for Garbage In, Garbage Out, So now if people actually start following that and talking in that one, it will show up in the chat.
Did that one go live?
Yeah, it's just because it's got to be a direct. It's got to be direct here.
I'm pretty sure that's on there. Here, let me go take a look see. But I'm pretty sure that
double check that.
What?
'Cause I see the normal ones. We could always turn off Twitch through Beam and just have it go to all the others, and then put our Twitch in here.
Yeah.
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 I'm just.
Twitch is where I see that's where most of my audience is. So I would love to be able to
Same with me.
People.
But we're gonna have to go here. I want to thank everybody for chatting with us. Did you guys have any last things to say?
Yeah, hold on a second. I'm testing something.
Okay.
Now we're playing with different things. Did it go live?
That's what I'm checking. Why is it saying it's offline? That's weird.
That's why I don't see it as one of the ones up top there of us going live.
Yeah.
That's weird. I wonder if we have too many destinations.
Is there a limit?
I thought there was.
Thought when we paid for this, we got more. We're figuring out things, folks. We appreciate you, and also
I think that. Well, see, that's just it. I think the 10 was the more that we got.
Yeah, we have 10 altogether, and I think we're
but that's only
5.
That's only 5 up there.
I don't know. We'll figure it out for next time, but.
We'll
figure it out for next time.
All right. Well,
we'll nail it down. Unfortunately, that chat will go down. This Twitter chat Twitch chat I got going now is going to go down. So I will try and answer some of your questions later.
All right. Well, we want to thank everybody for coming and hanging out with us. Are you guys good?
I'm good.
Okay. Yep.
Same thing on the outros. One person goes and then tells them what you're streaming and where they can find you next.
All right, sounds good.
Cyclops, you are up first.
Yep. And thank you all for coming and hanging out. Remember, haters gonna hate and gamers got a game. You can always find me personally if you want to see more of this lovely one-eyed mug. You can find me on Twitch and on TikTok and on Facebook, Twitter. You can become part of my Discord. It is all that /Cyclops_guy. And like I said, I usually stream Mondays through Thursdays, usually between 9:30 and 9:30 p.m. and 12:30 a.m. I know that's kind of late for some of you, but that's when I can do it. You can always find all of my content creating on TikTok, where things get pretty goofy over there, and I'm really glad that I've started using that site.
Yeah. So again, I'm Koimiya X. The biggest way to find me is on Twitch. Not Twitch, Twitter. Just at Koimiya X, and that's where I post the majority of everything that I do when I'm going live. The occasional times that I do go live. The main thing that I have right now is, like I said, on Fridays I do what's called Fragpunk Friday, and that's where I stream myself playing Fragpunk. And I'm on Twitch, Kick, and Beam, all under Koimiya X. And I'm looking for people to play Fragpunk with. So, if you guys play Fragpunk, let me know on Twitter, and we'll see if we can't hook something up.
What's up? So I do a bunch of different things. Tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be streaming World of Warcraft. We will be raiding and hopefully taking down the last boss in the raid tonight. I sure fucking hope so, because I want him dead. Mondays, you can catch me here doing Magic the Gathering. And Tuesday we'll be doing it too, because the new set releases of Final Fantasy. Yep, Final Fantasy is coming to Magic the Gathering, so all your favorites are going to be in there. So that's going to be a ton of fun. So definitely check that out. You can also find me on YouTube. If you miss one of my videos, I always repost them on my YouTube channel. So please like, follow, and subscribe, depending on where you're seeing this. It helps out everybody. Do it for everyone. Show the love. What else? And that's pretty much all I got going on here. So thank you all for showing up. It's been a wonderful time. And laters!
All right, we will see everybody later. Have a good one.
Good night, everybody.